Welcome everyone, it's Vapor Drakomar. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. We are about to fight what is the worst boss in probably the game as it stands. Now the other boss is technically probably worse, but until that boss spawns, this is worse. It does not help that this boss is infested with these terrible enemies. That hurt you on contact. That does not help. This is probably the most annoying enemy and boss and wave set in the existence of this game. So yeah. We are going to have some quotations fun with this boss. I don't understand. This boss is probably the least fun of any of these bosses in this tower. And the fact remains that the damage inflicted by this boss is legendary. It also doesn't help the fact that every single one of these bombs does ignore health damage equivalent to like we're lucky to get this boss down health at all. As a matter of fact, I think I remember now. why I didn't include any other damage dealers other than Drex in this equation. I think I remember now. Because this boss is that infuriating. You have to time your block damage with this boss to do it perfect. But enough of that. We are going further up the tower now. I messed up, but we'll see if we can just make this work, because I just want to get higher up the tower. I am aware of the Sand Devil, and I've been trying to prepare for him. However, I am woefully underprepared, unfortunately. And I will just flat out admit I'm woefully underprepared still, because unfortunately, it's going to take me some time to build up a credible task force for this boss. Because what the boss asks for is not normal. It's not. And those who think it is, okay, here we're going to need just going to put him in there. We got to keep climbing. Because if I don't keep climbing, we're in trouble. We will eventually get Yannicka anyway, but I might have to go do some quests. Yes, clan quests. Dreaded clan quests. Reason? I need the clan quests to afford the Yannicka fragments, just to ensure Yannicka. Because I can't ensure that I'm going to pull her, that's for sure. And I sure as heck can't ensure that I'm going to get her. Like, there's a lot of ways I can't ensure it. So the only way to ensure it is to keep getting those frags. As legendaries are extremely precious and hard to come by. For everyone except the top 1%. Or not even top 1%. It's like top 0.5% of the game. Like the top 0.5% of a game doesn't have issues. The rest have to torment themselves to get legendaries. Like, severely. So, we're going to continue up here before we move on to do some more clan quests for that. I also use clan quests for silver. But, not silver. Clan quests for... No, it's for energy fuel, not silver. You don't need them for silver. That's a waste. Don't. I misspoke. Don't do what I just said there. Do it for energy fuel, please. If anything. Energy fuel and Yannicka frags if you don't already own a Yannicka. Which I don't think a lot of people actually do own a Yannicka unless they were lucky enough to pull her. And even so, she's not even the best legendary, but it's good to have her as a nuker. The best legendaries obviously are extremely rare. Alright, we're gonna keep going up the tower. We gotta get Secret Room 6. Secret Room 6 is gonna be where the big action's gonna take place. Usually it has a revive mechanic. That's generally speaking why I did that. I'm also trying to avoid using any long cooldown abilities. Because if I do and it blocks it, we are in for a very bad time. So that's something always to note. A lot of these champs I don't own, period. I want everyone to note that. Rector I do, but I don't need on here necessarily. I can show her what she does, but I don't own her. I know, I own her, but I don't need her for this. The hard part is things like Candifron. I don't own Candifron, and it is going to be a while, potentially a very long time, before I get him. Or not too long. It depends on when the CVC is coming up, because that's usually when I have low shards, because that's when I need legendaries to pop most of the time. Unfortunately, for the last set, we haven't had any at all from shards. So that has been highly unfortunate. I'm hoping there's some epics though I want even more than some of the legendaries. Like I really want like I want Miscreated Monster badly. I want Maneater badly. I want Skull Crown badly. Has the game given me them? Heck no. And it's got under my skin. A Seer badly. Game's like, no. Like there's so many epics. The reason I'm praying for epics is that it's far more likely that I'll get an epic that I want than a legendary. Because the odds are higher. That's why. That's why right now I'm praying for that. I'd love to get a legendary in a clan v clan, and that might mean we actually win it. But what's the odds of it? Not high. What's the odds of me getting a really good epic? A lot higher. Alright, I'm pretty sure. All it has to happen is the epic shows up and it's good. That's all that really needs to happen. And voila, we have a good champion. Like, anytime now, game, you can give me a miscreated monster. I'm waiting. Anytime. Anytime at all. Okay, first, though, we're going to be clearing all of these. The reason I want to clear these out is because we're going near reset time, and I don't want to miss out on using keys during that time, gold keys, because they only reset once a day. And, yeah, they only reset once a day. So since they only reset once a day, I really don't want that to reset while I am trying to climb, because it will drastically delay my progress, and delaying my progress equals less views, less whatevers. It's just bad. Now, it's not like I didn't try Queen's Blade Limit Break. I did, okay? But it's so lewd, I just don't know if it's good to post. I really don't. I know viewers of mine who may struggle to watch it. I kind of struggle myself. I just don't know how well that's going to go over with them. So I just prefer not to. It's not like we don't have pretty ladies in this game as well. We do. But now is not the time to pull them out because they're the wrong affinity. Unless we want to use Cleo. But I still need block revive. Okay, we're gonna use this setup. Because we're about to go into a stage of this dungeon that's very evil. Oh, I messed up. Well, let's just try to go for the best here. Let's just try to get this over with. Because at this point, I just want to try to get up the floors. Because I know for a fact that there will come a time where I run into a truly awful boss in the future that I just cannot deal with at the top of this tower. But I feel like it's worth getting up there just for the secret rooms, if you catch my drift. Even though I don't have a way of fighting the last boss, at least I can kill the rest of the bosses on the way up. I don't have a method of killing the last boss. The last boss is an absolute jerk. And I don't think Block Revive necessarily even follows the rules of Block Revive. Braggers and... Let's see here. Let's see here. There's a number of options we have available to us. Personally, this is my most appealing. You want to control the Brog. Because if you don't control him, he'll mess you up. This is bad. The fact we didn't have it for the next... Okay, good. He has low resist. I'm targeting him specifically. Because I am afraid of something. I'm getting rid of him straight out of the gate because I don't need him. I don't need him and his shenanigans. Okay, I don't need his shenanigans. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Okay. Okay. Please. I swear to God. I hate their team comp. I hate their team comp. This could be the end for this. Okay, he got his buffs blocked. Okay. Okay. Everything's fine as long as his buffs are blocked. Sprogny is one of those whale champs. If he gets going, we're domed. Now, although Gorgorab's an okay character, it's what he supports that's going to be the nightmare here. That's the nightmare. I'm trying to keep his revives to a minimum. Because their survivability is legion. Alright. Let's give this a go. Okay. Drawkle, he has like a nice boost. I rarely use him, but I just felt like that was a good place to use him. He's not that good of a champion, but he has his uses. Is what I would want to say. Like, I don't use him much, but he has uses. He has some mitigation. He doesn't smack. He has buffs and mitigation. That's his, like, big claim to fame. He has buffs and he has mitigation. Now you might ask, how'd you get past the Bommel so easily? Time, stats, and a lot of effort, and Great Hall, and team comp. And I'm still not done with this account, and there's still plenty of champs that could probably mock good old Bommel there. But I don't have them. Actually, I have one that can do it, but he's not built is the problem, and I don't really have time to build him before I have to build the sleep champs for the next dungeon. That's the bitter part. That is the bitter part, because new content is coming out requiring me to do yet more off-the-cuff things that I would never normally do. So, yeah. Like, if I had a Kymar or a Sifi, I would have had a sleep champ built. But I don't have such a monster. And there's Scarab again. He's gonna be cool beans. Okay, Magic champs only. Alright. So, we're going to want our Taragi anyway. We're going to want speed. We're going to want some damage. I don't have a lot of magic damage dealers. Has to be said. And even less magic block revive, so we are gonna start with this mix for now. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a go. I might have to resort to some desperate measures. I don't normally use a lot of Venom Mage, but I just felt like this was the time. Lady Kimi I don't use too much, but she's decent. And she does a good job, as you can see. If I get a Trunda or something, it'll be glorious. This floor will be glorious. But until that happy day comes, this is actually not going to be that easy of a floor. Because I have to be very cognizant of the revivers. Because I don't have a fast way, necessarily. Is there like a magic block revive? That's what I really need to figure out. I seem to be doing okay, which is kind of surprising considering what the rules are. There we go! Rion the Conjurer, fused. Now, who's the inactive ones? I'm keeping an eye on Jeppe. Everyone else seems to be active. How's these nut bars doing? Like I thought. Alright. Quest reset in 2 days. Hmm. Let's try the spider one. +10. Let's give it a go. So, in order to get this to work properly, we're gonna want some debuffs a la carte. We're gonna want Vizier. We're gonna want debuff City, in other words. Made it. Magic Champ's secret room. Okay. Gotta increase the debuff bar. Please tell me that's enough debuffs. All right. Burn. Let's see if it's enough debuffs. Because I've got a Vizier working on it and everything. Now we can try a different a different boss. Did that do it? No. Well, we'll need Vizier anyway. I might regret this. I might live to regret that quest, but whatever. I'm going to attempt to beat this other Doom Tower thing, and then I'm going to go back around, buckle back around to that. Oh, man. No, I'm not buying your packs. Get away from me with your packs. You guys try to sell me way too many packs. I'll have to try that other thing later. Oh, we did the Dark Faith thing. We just have to go up a tower. Cool beans. Cool beans. We've got 11 minutes to do it. And then I gotta figure out how to do the spider thing later. I've gotta think what can put a boatload of debuffs on that spider. That's what I need to figure out. Like directly on the main spider. I'm not talking about the thingies, the ads. Because it clearly has to be on the main spider, you know? I don't know how I'm gonna... trying to think what does that much debuffs. I know we need Vizier for it, though. I don't see me beating it without Vizier. I just don't. I don't see it. So I'm trying to think who would put a lot of debuffs on the main spider. Who would do it? Because that's I think what the metric is, right? I think that's what the metric is, which I'm going to have to give it a go. Like, not on the spiderlings, but on the main spider. I have to look at what I'm going to do with that. First, I want to try to get some progress on this account because I want to get towards Bommel. Again, as disgusting as Bommel is. There's a reason I did that. I did it because I knew that I could seriously mess up their team if I did it. So that's why I went in with that. And you still didn't. There we go. Next floor. We have to do this at a breakneck pace, by the way. Just want to point that out. Get that siege breaker. Get that. Let's keep going up. Gotta keep smacking those. Trying to keep the Chris from getting away with murder, basically. Because he always has those shields up all the time. There we go. I'm still not looking forward to Bommel. I can tell you 150% I am not looking forward to Bommel again. Especially not on here, because on here we don't have the same resources. Bommel is a far graver threat on here. I need more resistance. Like, I don't have a Demetha to save me. So this is going to be a far harder challenge, and I may not beat it. So, just saying. Like, the waves up until there are not going to be too bad, but the boss? Like, we don't have the proper block damage. Like, block damage is the cheese versus Bommel. Like, straight up, it's the cheese. Like, Demetha, Warcaster, Roshguard the tower. Block damage is how you cheese Bommel. Straight up. It's how you cheese. If you don't have block damage, especially a full team block damage, expect to struggle, especially if your resist is low. Just expect to struggle. Expect all your team to die and you have to solo it. And expect to have to use a block damage champ to solo it. Expect it. Because it's what that boss is. But that pales in comparison to the stupidity that is Dark Fae, which I have yet to find a way to do, period. On the highest difficulties. On the lower difficulties, yes. The higher difficulties, no. Not the highest difficulty. Maybe higher difficulty, but not the highest. Highest? No. No, I need a special nuker, and I need them specially built in order, because they have to be able to nuke your entire team in one go. Like that. Like, not even like that. Like, better than that. Like, just, your team's dead. Boom. Like, you're toast. Like, you cannot mess around with Dark Fae. She will mess you up if you don't have a team on the highest difficulty. She will mess you up and quicker than you realize with your own team and then mock you. So that's ultimately the issue. Man. Why are they so tanky that all of that didn't even... Man. And the worst part is, we're not even at the top of the tower yet. That's the thing. Because at the top of this tower is some really, really awful enemies. Like, genuinely. Stuff so powerful, lesser gamers will run screaming into the night attempting to face this. You might think I'm exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. Because when they figure out how hard this tower gets, they'll get it. This is the final trial thing. I'm not looking forward to fighting Bommel on this account. We're doing that next time. Because I doubt we're going to live. So you can't even steal his buffs? Or you can steal, well, you can't, you can strip them, I think, right? But they're just not stealable. Okay, they're strippable. I was about to say, if they weren't, like, if they were not strippable, I would be really annoyed. Like, genuinely. I would be infuriated. Well, I don't feel like doing the second Scarab is going to be a nuisance. Like, a genuine problem. I think I can beat it, but, like, both Bommel 2 for this account and Scarab 2 are both going to be a pain. I think the Scarab 2 is more doable, though. And the reason it's more doable on the other account is the other account has, like, multiple levels of preparation to allow it to beat that boss. So that's why I think it's going to be much more likely that we beat Scarab 2 than we beat Bommel 2 on here. Because you don't want to know. You don't want to know what I'm talking about. You'll know soon enough. Let's collect our daily rewards. Eric's. What the heck is that champ? I'm forced to buy one of these trash can champs just to get the bonus. Oh boy. Let's give it a go anyway. I can't poison this guy easily. Because the problem is, if I let him have a single turn or don't keep a shield up, this guy will pulverize my guts, paste them onto my forehead. I am not looking forward to this. Alright. Now the name of the game here is to try to keep the turn meter down while decreasing its max HP. That is the name of the game. Is this easy? Absolutely not. Do I regret that this boss is up? Absolutely. Am I going to attempt it regardless? Yes. Keeping that turn meter down is essential, by the way. Because this guy, if he takes too many turns, you don't want to know what happens. Because that's when he blows up your whole squad and everything gets really miserable really fast. You need someone that does destroy gear that is unshakable like Vergus to fight this guy. And the higher up you go, the worse it becomes. This boss is awful. It's not the worst boss in the game, but it's awful. But it's down, and I'll take it for now. Until next time.